Dear friends, welcome to World TB Day 2017. To be continued, our extraordinary worldwide concert is again with us this year to remind all of us about the global fight against tuberculosis. In its edition number 8, it keeps uniting artists and musicians from all over the planet. Thank you very much, really, friends musicians. Once more, your musical notes will resonate our call and theme this year at the WHO for United Action to End TB, ensuring in essence no one is left behind. TB is the top infectious killer in the world today. In 2015, 1.8 million people died due to TB. If you can calculate, that means 5,000 people every day. And more than 10 million people got sick with TB in 2015. These are truly huge numbers, and without prompt and bold action, without your sound and your voice, we will not stop the suffering and the death caused by a plague that is far too silent to be as scary as other more fashionable diseases. Please speak loudly, make your sounds well heard. Over the past centuries, TB has caused immense suffering among artists and musicians around the world. TB killed writers and poets such as Keats, Schiller, Kafka, Orwell, Stevenson, and Molière. Painters such as Modigliani, Delacroix, Gauguin. Musicians like Chopin, Paganini, Weber, Pergolesi, Catalani, Boccherini. They were all victims of what we used to call the White Plague. TB usually strikes mainly the poorest among the poor and the most vulnerable and fragile people, little boys and girls, those living with HIV and diabetes, the malnourished, the poor, desperate immigrants and refugees, the homeless, the prisoners, the smokers, those who abuse alcohol and illicit drugs. However, it can affect every one of us and does not respect any borders. Not a single country today is free of TB or has ever eliminated TB. Increased commitment, increased investments has meant progress in the global response. Nearly 50 million lives have been saved since 2000, and deaths have decreased by 50% since 1990. But progress remains too slow for the size of this epidemic. That's why the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or what we call SDGs, and the World Health Organization End TB Strategy have set targets to end the TB epidemic by 2030. We are now striving for zero deaths, zero disease, zero suffering due to tuberculosis. But to succeed, this will really require new investments, new commitment, and mobilization of the whole of society. What we need now is increased awareness that fighting TB means fighting for the human right of equity and health for all people in the quest for social justice. For this, the ministers of health of the world have been invited now by the World Health Organization and the government of Russia to Moscow in Russia on 16-17 November 2017 to make decisions on the bold political measures that are necessary to end TB through engaging multiple sectors beyond health. To conquer TB and other diseases of the poor, first, really one needs to ensure universal coverage with all essential health services available. However, equally fundamental are eradication of poverty, social protection mechanisms, elimination of hunger, education to all, reduction of inequalities, upgrading of slums, better living conditions. The attack on this deadly disease must come from different perspectives to succeed. Now, this major ministerial meeting in Moscow will be followed then in 2018 by a resolution to end TB at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. This will mean an unprecedented, we have never seen this, level of political commitment to invest more in a wide range of sectors for better health of the people of this world. With your help, we will succeed to make the world better for all those who suffer from diseases like TB. For musicians from all over the world participating in To Be Continued 2017, we are now asking that you lend your voice and raise your volume. To the listeners in all continents, you can please help inspire and move those who are responsible for a better and stronger response to TB and other diseases of poverty. I end now by thanking all the musicians who have donated their time, their skills, and their music for this cause. As we always said, where words fail, music speaks. Join us to end TB, and thank you.